began to study the text, Bishop, I began to look at it, and I began to dissect it, and I began to try to understand what the epistle writer was saying, what he was trying to convey in his writings. Literally what he was trying to say to them, he was trying to tell them, listen, you're going to be put on the stage. You're going to be tried. But I want to warn you that the fathers of our faith have paid for where we are now. I carry the DNA. Look at somebody and say, you don't have a DNA. Look at somebody and say, neighbor, you can never be a part of Christ and never carry the DNA of Christ. Look at them and say, you cannot be afraid to take on the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. I used to fight the apostolics, but I don't fight them no more. I don't fight them anymore in battle and fight against the name. You're quiet tonight, but I believe anybody that is connected to Christ has already taken on his name, whether it is in water baptism or in spiritual immersion. We have already taken on the name that carries the DNA. Look at somebody and say, I'm just like my daddy, the father of our faith. Come on, talk to me, somebody. Abraham, the father of our faith, that helped us to understand you will always be identified as being one of the king's kids, because being one of the king's kids, you always carry the DNA of faith. Come on, somebody. Faith has always been the mark of the servants of God from the beginning of the world. Talk to me, somebody. Faith is the marking of any believer. Ask me how I know. Because those who operated in faith, if you read the continual chapter of Hebrews, you will find what they call the Hall of Fame of faith. And every one of them believed God. Look at somebody and say, I believe God. And believing God carries more than something from my mouth. It carries an intention that I trust God. Even when I can't trace him. Walk over to somebody and say, neighbor, the marking of a believer is that they trust God even when they can't trace him. Look at somebody and say, neighbor, you may be in the middle of something, but I want to encourage you. Even though you don't feel it, even though you don't see it, you don't have a faith that you're moved by what you see or you feel, but you have a faith that does not stagger at the winds blowing. It does not stagger about the waves roaring, but you got a faith that tells the devil, you are a dog lie. And even though you say 66%, but my faith says any day now, regardless of what I'm dealing with, any day I'm going to see a turnaround. I need about 25 folk to lift your voice and raise your hand and scream any day. I want to see a turnaround. Grab somebody and say any day now. Look at him and say, don't look at me like that. Look at him and say any day now. I'm going to see a turnaround. Only describes that I'm not at my wit's end. I don't want you to talk to the same person, but I want you to talk to somebody else and say, neighbor, my faith does not describe me as a quitter, but my faith describes me as one that is convinced, come hell demonic, I'm going to stand right here until he performs his word. It says I won't quit. It says I won't back up. I have the faith of the Father, and the Father of our faith stood fast even for Abraham. He was challenged. If you believe that, get your only son and meet me in Moriah. Meet me on the mountain. Can I trust you? Can I trust you? I gave it to you. But can I trust you? If I ask for it back, will you meet me on the mountain? Call you somebody and say, ask for it back. Can he trust you? To trust him. Come on, somebody. Or is Isaac, not Ishmael, but Isaac, the seed of promise. Oh, come on, somebody. Not Ishmael, but Isaac, the seed of promise. Can you believe that if he asks for it, he's got another plan? I need somebody in the room. Somebody that really believes that they are. It challenges me. He's obviously got another plan. He has not let you in. I don't need to preach this hard, but I'm trying to keep my word. Look at somebody and say, neighbor, I believe. If you ask me, you got another plan. If he challenges me to give up what I got now and just walk with me, can I trust him? Not only did they believe God, but they responded to God. Grab somebody and say, not only did they believe, but they responded. Look at them and say, your DNA requires you not just to believe, but it requires you to respond. Excuse me.